watch this door because he would have locked the door.
Yeah.
It works this time. Or we're not. There we go. Looks like it's 7 o'clock. We'll call to order the Seymour Common Council meeting for Monday, June the 22nd, 2026. Welcome, everybody. One last reminder, if you want to speak under miscellaneous, don't forget to sign in by the door. We will allow you, though, to speak as questions for some of the other side, anything that's on the agenda otherwise. So, looks like the invocation tonight is being led by the Reverend Les Lenz. All rise.
Father, we thank you tonight for a meeting directed by you, a meeting of order where those that share are favored with clarity of mind. And as you demonstrated time and again in your word of your willingness to provide wisdom in meeting settings, we petition you for like wisdom tonight. Father, we give you thanks for the benefit the owner-occupied rehabilitation program has been to so many, and we pray for continued opportunities in the coming fiscal year, seeking favor for those applying for that program. And just as you historically brought meeting wisdom, thank you also for doing it likewise tonight, especially for those contemplating zoning issues. For it's in the authority of Jesus the Christ we pray all these things. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please, Mr. Bowes.
Mrs. Long. Mr. Maxey.
Here.
Mr. Hubbard.
Here.
Mr. Davidson.
Here.
Mr. Lucas.
Here.
Mr. Fry.
Present.
We have 5 of the 6.
Thank you, sir. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes of the previous meeting? I'll entertain any motions related to.
I move to accept as presented.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Reports from committees, boards, and commissions. Mr. Bowes?
Reports, Mr. Maxey.
No, sir.
Mr. Hubbard.
No, sir.
Mr. Davidson.
No.
Mr. Lucas.
I do. Speaking on behalf of Danielle, who couldn't be here, she's chair of the Thoroughfare and Drainage Committee. We did meet. We discussed traffic issues on Springer Road. I decided not to take any action at this time. Parking issues at 2nd and Poplar Street. Again, no action at this time. And we discussed handicap parking in front of Redeemer Church on Walnut Street. And we'll have an ordinance we're introducing tonight concerning that. That's all I have.
Reports, Mr. Fry.
No, sir.
Looks like we do have a public hearing tonight. Our public hearing is the second public hearing for closeout of the Seymour Owner-Occupied Rehabilitation Program, or OOR. I know we got Ms. Whitney from ARA here, so at the sound of the gavel, I'll open the floor, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, my name is Whitney Kelling, and I work for Administrative Resources Association. I had the pleasure of writing this grant for all of you back in 2024 when it was awarded, and I'm happy to say here we are ready for closeout in 2026. I asked the mayor to give you a one-pager about the program impact, and you have that, I can see, at your table. But with your $400,000 investment, we have been able to assist 28 homeowners in the city of Seymour. That number is incredible. We had 93 people apply for this program. And that's just them filling out a pre-application form saying that they're interested in this program. So we've been able to assist about a third of that list. We have completed roof repairs or replacements for 24 homes, 11 heating and cooling system replacements for 11 homes, no ADA ramps leading to the exterior of the home, but we have replaced 6 water heaters. Below is a map of the distribution of the different homeowners throughout the city. There's not really a pattern to me, but to all of you that may be helpful information. On the back of your sheet, you will see that we have saved homeowners an average of $14,000. That number is incredible for someone of these groups here that we took priority consideration of. That is those who are disabled, elderly, single-parent heads of households, and veterans. So we've been able to help 11 disabled homeowners, 9 elderly homeowners, 4 single-parent heads of households, and 1 veteran. And then at the bottom of the sheet, and I would just like to read this for the room, we have asked homeowners to provide some quotes about what this program has meant to them. And I would just like to say, one person wrote to us, I had applied for the help a couple of years before, and when I heard from ARA, it was a blessing. The roof looks great and no more leaks. For the first time in 2 years, I could take a nice long hot shower and give my son nice warm baths. Thanks to the city of Seymour, God bless each and every one of you. And then we had more sentiments like that. I appreciate this program. You don't know how much this means to me. So I just wanted to make sure that you were all aware of that. That is your investment in affordable housing stock in your community, and it has had an impact on so many, and it continues to each and every year that we do this program. I'm happy to open up the floor for any questions from council or members of the audience. And I almost forgot my sign-in sheet.
Other funds looking like they're gonna be to do this more, or do we know yet?
So there are 3 funding rounds that are available each year. By the time the city will close out this program, it will be ready for an October application, so in the fall.
What is the active year? Is it the calendar year that this was transpired, or?
So we applied in fall of 2024. We were awarded in December 2024, and then we have an 18-month timeline to complete.
Did we use all the funds that were given to us in these projects, or was there anything left over?
We expended all of the funding. The city has even contributed $200 extra.
Any questions from the audience, or anybody like to speak for or against it since it's a public hearing?
Good question. So where does one find the income or other guidelines for that?
Sure. So funding for this program comes from the Department of Housing and Urban Development through the Community Development Block Grant. So I've just said a bunch of acronyms to you. So those are income guidelines that have been set by the federal government, and homeowners are asked to complete a checklist of items showing that they have proof of ownership of their home, that it is insured, and that they meet the certain income
And what,
limits.
last name, sorry.
They meet income requirements and their home's insured and in their ownership.
Is there a stipulation that whoever benefits from that kind of money would not be reselling their home within a certain amount of time?
Yeah, that's a good question. There is a lien and restrictive covenant requirement that is indexed at if you receive assistance up to $5,000, you must remain in your home for 1 year. $10,000 is 2 years, and anything above $10,000 is 3 years.
And they pay it back if you get it.
Correct. Amortized amount, correct. Yep, no, that's a good question.
I think in my 6.5 years, we've had 1 instance of that, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's not very common.
Any other questions? Sorry, I'm trying to sign your sign-in sheet and talk at the same time.
Sorry,
Your turn.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no other
Okay.
questions, I'll close the public hearing for the closeout of owner-occupied rehab.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks, Whitney.
Thanks, Whitney.
Public hearing is closed. I will take just a quick second, though, and thank Whitney. She's been vital over the last couple of these. Miss January here at City Hall also has been a key piece of it, and Robin from ARA has also been very helpful this round. So thank you to everybody that's been involved in making this a reality for our citizens. Old business. Looks like we have none, so I guess we'll go to new business. Mr. Bose?
New business, Mr. Maxey.
Yes, sir.
We didn't time that very well for you, did we?
Nope, we're good. I've got one. I would like to introduce ordinance number 12, Council Bill number 30 by title only for first reading.
Second.
Mr. Maxey,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard,
Yes.
Mr. Davidson,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas,
Yes.
Mr. Fry.
Yes.
Introduction of ordinance number 12, Council Bill number 30 for 2026. An ordinance to rezone property located at 11055 East US Highway 50, Seymour, Indiana 47274. Planning and Zoning Committee, Mr. Maxey.
Yes, this is to rezone the property from RS to I2. Comes from the Plan Commission with favorable vote, 8-0. There were a few concerns as far as traffic pattern, lighting from surrounding neighbors. Blair with Becknell answered a lot of questions at the commission meeting. And I'm sure you'd be willing to answer any more questions this evening as well.
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions from council?
Where does this property actually, is it the Trimpe?
Southeast.
Trimpe farm there?
Yes.
The
Yep.
Trimpe farm? Okay.
If the council would like, we do have the presentation pulled up. That's up to you guys if you want to see the presentation or how you want to approach it.
If we've got it pulled
What
up.
questions?
Let's see it.
If we've got it pulled up, I'd
Yeah.
like to see it.
Sure.
Good evening, Blair Carmesino with Becknell Properties, or Industrial, located at 280 East 96th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the same presentation we went through at the zoning meeting, and I will buzz through it real quick because I don't want to waste your time, but I will happy to stay as long as you guys want answering questions.
Just tell me when to click, I'll click for you. How's that?
There we go. There's,
Is that the one you want? Okay, you got it going now. Good.
yep. I've got to get back to the start though, sorry. Okay, so as to your question to the property location, there's a Google aerial showing the subject property at the eastern limits of town. We are petitioning for annexation, but we wouldn't initiate that until we get through this hearing. There's a blow up of the property. It's agricultural in use right now. Bounded on the north by US 50, on the west by US 31, on the south by County Road 500. We do have utilities pretty much right up to the site, sanitary, water main, gas main. There's multiple stormwater discharge points which we will investigate and study and meet all the stormwater regulations with development of the property. I'll skim through these real quick. These are just street views. There's the zoning map that shows the current zoning and the surrounding zoning for the property. So this would turn to a, I think that's pink is what we're asking, right? I can't see that far. Here's similar I2 zoning buildings in town. I wanted to show those as an example. We are a Class A developer, which means we're institutional grade, which means you're going, what's that? Most of our buildings, if not all of them, are precast concrete or tilt wall. And they meet a certain grade level for high level investment. These are the uses. We talked through uses considerably. There was a number of questions. We've agreed to restrict data centers. We don't want to develop a data center. And I think the other one we agreed to was a junkyard. And we'll take that off the list, which is an approved use within the code. So we'll self-impose those restrictions and not seek development of the property in that manner. There's a Class A industrial type. That's an example of a recently completed Becknell building. They do come with EFSR systems, which are wet systems within the building that essentially put out the fire before the fire department gets there. They're required for the kind of capital we chase and the insurance requirements we have to have, and the tenants, quite frankly, want them. We designed the vehicular circulation to avoid any circulation backups and maneuvering onto public streets. Landscaping and screening will meet or exceed the codes, and the stormwater management, which I mentioned earlier, will be designed to be in compliance, if not exceed, all state, local codes associated with that. They basically collect all the water stormwater hitting the site, and they retard the flow to pre-development conditions at varying level storms. For example, a 10-year has to go back to a 2-year, and I don't know if that's your exact requirements, but that's what those ponds are intended to do. Get this clicker going again. There's another picture. Oh, speculative. There's been a lot of questions of when are we going to start, who's it going to be, all that. We are getting the zoning done so we can provide a competitive product out there. And by that, I mean, we don't have a tenant in hand right now, and we don't plan on doing speculative construction. We are doing speculative zoning, and we're doing that solely for time to market for our clients. When we get requests for proposals these days, these people need in their building within 12 to 15 months of when they first contact us. I mean, that's how quick they want to see the property develop. And so the way we're approaching this property is the biggest time constraint right now is the zoning and annexation. So we're trying to get the zoning in place so that we can hopefully attract the right high quality tenant that I think we want to find, as well as Seymour would like to see in this location. These are sample development plans. They are not final. I got to emphasize that, but this gives you a sample of what the site could look like. Stormwater ponds on the perimeters to capture all the water. This is a 2-building layout with one big building that becomes expandable. This I called a master plan park. We got multiple buildings in here, somewhat attractive to multiple tenants. You're pulling in a diverse workforce in these kind of parks. We haven't really gotten the initial feedback from the market yet as to which way we'll go. So I can't tell you if it's going to be a master plan park or one big user. I mean, from our perspective, we love to attract one big user that has a lot of jobs and is manufacturing something in there. But it could be that you've got tenants that are seeking to be here with smaller components, smaller widgets, if you will. So they're looking for smaller buildings. They can't absorb a 1 million square foot building, but they can absorb 50 to 200,000 square feet. One may be looking for their standalone building that would be gated and fenced and everything because they have a high security device. We don't know yet. So in summary, the reason we're seeking the zoning is we felt this property meets a lot of the triggers for manufacturing industrial users. Obviously, proximity to the interstate is huge. It's a half mile. It's not having to trace through town, go through town streets. It's there. They can get in and get out real quick. The utility locations, obviously on and near the site. The proximity of Seymour between Louisville and Indianapolis and beyond is huge. You've probably seen the trucks going up and down through there. You got the military trucks going to the bases. So there's an active corridor out there that we're hoping to capture and draw somebody in so we can get the jobs and get the product here, built here, and then moved on. We did point out that alternative zoning, in our experience, be it residential or commercial out in this area, especially residential, when you do your traffic analysis, ironically, residential tends to have a higher AM and PM peak. So we think the impact of the industrial zoning would be less on the public streets. There's ample utilities, as I mentioned, and furthermore, the property is uniquely positioned, as is the western, eastern reaches of town. It's buffered on the east by the nature reserve. Unfortunately, it has residential to the north and south, but as we spoke to in the zoning hearing, we will meet or exceed what's in your code for screening and landscaping to buffer as best we can those properties. We hope to develop in a manner that obviously we can't make zero impact if we put up a building of that size, but with screening and the landscape codes, and I got to point out your code is more stringent than most for adjoining residential properties, so we will meet or exceed that. And I will be quiet there because I think a lot of people have seen that, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And I did receive another batch. Is
Yep.
Mr. Carpenter here tonight?
I don't see him here this evening.
Okay. I did receive another 3 or 4 questions that I think I partially answered. Those were more with, when does development start? Well, I don't know. And quite honestly, it could be we have contractual obligations with the seller for a 3-year term with the various other terms in there. It could be we go 3 years, I hope not, but it could be we go 3 years and don't find a user. I think the market is ripe. There's a lot of manufacturing coming back to the United States, and I'm hopeful we can partner to make sure Seymour gets their share of that. So, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from council?
I saw that we talked about junkyards a time or two, but it's not in the ordinances. Does that not fit in the I-2?
That was one of the questions somebody had, one of the neighbors had, and he said he was willing to commit to no junkyard.
Should we put that?
Putting that was in the notes at the commission meeting.
Oh,
He
that
wrote
needs to be
into that, yes.
That omission, we can either amend tonight's ordinance to include that. That commitment has to be written, or we can include that commitment in the development plan. And with commitments like this, state law requires them to be in writing and recorded, and they run with the land. So no matter whom owns, what individual or entity owns that property, those commitments will hold. But they do need to be written and do need to be recorded. So we can amend tonight's ordinance to include the junkyard provision, or we can ensure that that's included in writing in the development plan that goes to Plan Commission when that.
But that does fit the I-2.
Yes, sir, that would be a permitted use.
Yeah.
This is the location on 1531 right there, right?
Correct. Any other questions?
I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't hear everything necessarily, but.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So I gather there was something about in the planning stage, that there was certain input taken into account, and therefore there were certain types of businesses that wouldn't be put in. Is there any, assuming I heard that right, is there any opportunity for in the future, one of those decisions that were decided not to do to be reversed, or something else would come into play?
May I approach?
Yeah.
Okay. Christina, you may be able to answer that better, but our understanding, and I'm not up on Seymour's all those rules, but what she spoke of is documenting these and recording them against the ground. Okay, so if we're not here in 3 years, that restriction would still be in place. I'm sure there is a mechanism to reverse them, but it would take coming before this board, I'm assuming, before or after they go to planning and petition for release of those.
Yes, sir. And it would kind of be a reverse process involving a public hearing again. And
Yes.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, if you can, if you heard everything, they could be reversed. We don't intend to do it. There will be the restriction of record on the property. And if we vacate this deal, that restriction will still be there. If somebody in the future wishes to remove those, they would have to go through the public process again and give good reason as to why.
But for clarification, while you're there, as it were, for a few years, there's no vehicle available to reverse something? Okay.
Nor would we intend to, because we stood here and put it on. So,
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if you all could or intend to amend the ordinance so that it's done at the council level as opposed to at the.
One step ahead of me. Talking about junkyards?
Pardon?
You want to put in there about junkyards, what he just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do it, so.
Any
Rose,
other
can I make-
questions? Oh, go ahead.
You go.
Any other questions from the audience?
I have some concerns. Could I speak?
Yeah, come on
All
up.
right.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon Kamen. I live here in Seymour, and I have emailed some of you, maybe I didn't get everybody. When I read this in the paper last week, it took me a little while to get it all together and what this was going to mean. One of my first and foremost concerns is the wildlife refuge. That's a special place that was put there for a purpose. And it was put there to preserve nature, wildlife, animals, and birds. And I think probably most of you who live in Seymour have been out there. We've taken our kids and grandkids there many, many times. It's a wonderful place. One of the things that happens to the birds is the bright lights from all-night lighting. It disrupts their whole environment of their habits, of how they nest, how they lay their eggs, when they eat, when they drink, when they sleep. Bright lights in a building like that can really damage the refuge in many, many ways. And that's one of my biggest concerns. Another concern I had, we talk about lighting. We have so much industry farther west on 50, with the Walmart and with all the stuff. There's already a lot of light going out that way. Why would we want to move closer and closer to that refuge with more lights and more noise and more traffic? That was my biggest concern. The next one is there are neighbors that have nice homes out on East 50. Are they going to like having a lot of trucks and employees who work at these warehouses coming by all the time? That's a busy intersection anyway with 31 and 50. How's it going to affect their property values on their homes? I mean, I don't know how many accidents happen out there every day, but I'm sure there are quite a few. But that's another concern, the traffic patterns and the noise. I'm just so passionate about wildlife and animals and birds because I grew up as a little kid living in the woods. I mean, and if you've ever been out there, it's a wonderful place to take your kids and your grandkids. One thing I want to know is there a timeline that you have to decide on this? I mean, do you have to decide on it tonight?
That'll be your last question, Sharon.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. Finish your question.
Well, do you have to decide on it tonight, or could you table it maybe and get some studies in from environmental impact groups to see how this might affect that wildlife refuge? That is my biggest concern.
Blair, did you address that question I feel like I remember hearing something about that.
The lighting, that it was addressed.
Okay.
Several times, yeah.
I thought I
As far as
remembered
the
hearing
lighting,
something about it, so.
The same lighting restrictions go towards the refuge side as all other sides, correct?
Environmental impact, that's done whenever you know what's going in there, right? You'll do some kind of study and.
Yes.
But right now,
We'll
there's no way to do anything.
environmental impact studies done?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
We have to get our funding before there's any project. We have to, and I'll step closer. We have to do what's called a phase 1 environmental impact study. We also have to do a wetland investigation, a cultural resource investigation, which covers archaeology matters, endangered species on the property, and all that. So we will do all those studies, but again, we're here to get the first step done. Obviously, we can't spend that kind of money without knowing their support for the zoning of it. As we move forward and we do find a tenant, before that tenant can break ground, we'll have to complete all those studies, prove to you guys, prove to our investors that we comply with all the state, federal regulations as it relates to environment, wetlands, and everything else.
I believe your response to will light be shited downward. They said they would put shields on it. Some of the lights will be motion censored, if this paper is correct.
Yeah, for the exterior light, we'll encourage motion sensor lights. So if there's not activity at night, they'll dim down to a safety level or they'll go off. Obviously, the entrance is for employees on a 24/7 use. We can't do that, but the parking lots, they could be motion detectors. Your code requires that we do an illumination plan that shows the illumination at the property line is 0. Now, that's not going to totally eliminate the lights. We'll be able to see a light from afar, yes, but those lights have to be shielded. I can't, if you like me taking a flashlight and pointing it right in your face, no, we can't do that. It's got to be down. It's got to be targeted. Will you still see the light source? Yes, you will see it, but it's not an outward projecting non-targeted light is what we have to do. And one other note, that growth is going to happen, and it's for you guys to decide if this is the right use. We would like to say it is, but growth is going to happen. So any development of this property is going to track the same things in different orders, different magnitudes. They're going to have to do the same thing we do. So that's all I have to add to that.
Is it going to mess with the highway speed at all?
I'm sorry?
Like the traffic speed at all with building land? Will that slow down highway traffic?
No, one of the other studies we do, and we've already talked to NDOT, is we have to do a complete traffic impact study. That'll use generated traffic and forecast that through the intersections. I'm not going to go way deep, but they have different levels of grade for intersections. They're like school grades, A, B, D, C, E, F. And we have to meet, I can't remember the exact, we have to show that we do not make that intersection worse than what it was before. And those studies will also be done in the future before any user comes in.
Do you know if they're maybe planning on putting a roundabout there at that intersection?
I don't know where NDOT stands on that. I know they're roundabout fans these days, and if the traffic impact study comes back and says do a roundabout, it would be the burden of the project to do that.
That decision ultimately falls on NDOT though, on that piece.
I'm sure they would consult with the city. It's not like we're going to go talk to NDOT by ourselves. So when we get to those stages, there will be involvement by the city.
I'm laughing because they don't usually ask us about much anything.
Any other questions?
If this goes as I-2, and you take possession of the property for development, and you come up with a study that isn't conducive to go forward, does it remains as I-2 then? But it's a white elephant for you? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility, but in our experience, like I said, what attracted us to this site is the infrastructure that's in place. Trying to think outside the box, if during the archaeology study we find a prehistoric skeleton there, that may cause us to go, wait a minute, and rethink it, but that's buried stuff. There could be, we're going to probably do some preliminary geotechnical sampling. There could be unsuitable subsurface conditions that would scare us away. And if we walk away, it would be still an I-2 zoning, but with the restrictions, but now with an exposed defect, if you will.
Any others? Seth, do you have something?
I'd like to make a motion to amend ordinance 12, Council Bill 30, to exclude the use of junkyards as written in the ordinance.
Second.
I'll second that.
Database.
That's already in there.
Already in there.
Yep.
We have a motion on the table and a second to amend the ordinance Ordinance number 12, Council Bill number 30, to amend it to say no junkyards be allowed in this I-2 reclassification of this piece of property. Motion made by Mr. Davidson, seconded by Mr. Maxey. We will do a roll call vote. Mr. Maxey.
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard.
Yes.
Mr. Davidson.
Yes.
Mr. Lucas.
Yes.
Mr. Fry.
Yes.
The amendment passes 5-0.
I can
Any
get
other
you-
questions? Oh,
Sorry,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Maxey, I can get you an updated clean version with that language in there tomorrow,
Okay.
if that's okay.
That's fine.
Any others? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 12, Council Bill number 30 for first reading,
As amended.
as amended. For first reading.
You seconded it, Chad?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Maxey.
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard.
Yes.
Mr. Davidson.
Yes.
Mr. Lucas.
Yes.
Mr. Fry.
Yes.
Ordinance number 12, Council Bill 30, has passed first reading as amended, 501. Any additional new business, Mr. Maxey?
That is all I had.
New business, Mr. Hubbard?
No, sir.
New business, Mr. Davidson?
No.
New business, Mr. Lucas?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to introduce, ordinance number 13, Council Bill 31, by
Title only.
title only, for first reading.
Second.
Mr. Maxey?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
Mr. Lucas?
Yeah.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Introduction of ordinance number 13, Council Bill number 31 for 2026, and ordinance amending Chapter 75, Schedule 3 of the Seymour City Code. Thoroughfare and Drainage Committee, Mr. Lucas.
Yes, as we spoke before in the committee report, Redeemer, the trustees of Redeemer came to us and, to look at adding 2 handicap spots on Walnut Street in front of the church. They'd be on the east side of Walnut Street, right in front of the church.
Is there a curb cut there for that handicap already?
Yes, they put it in a few months ago. The church put it in a few months ago.
They have a handicap ramp in the front as well, access to the building. So. They also have some in the back, but a lot of people like to use the front of the church. Any other questions? Any questions from anyone? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 13, Council Bill number 31, first reading.
Second.
Mr. Maxey?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
Mr. Lucas?
Yep.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Ordinance number 13, Council Bill 31 has passed first reading, 501.
No other.
New business, Mr. Fry?
No, sir.
Miscellaneous from the council.
I have a question that's been brought to me in regards, and I guess, Chief O'Brien can answer this. Question about the increasing golf carts in town. What makes some of them legal and some of them not legal? Are they legal? Are they not legal? What you got there?
I'm gonna give you
Here's a
the,
20-minute presentation.
be prepared here.
Give us the 3 minutes.
I'll give you the quick and easy
Got
answer.
the cliff notes for that?
Okay, so Indiana law allows what they call a low-speed vehicle. They appear to look like golf carts, but they are not.
Okay.
They are actually purchased as a low-speed vehicle. They have to go, they can only be on streets of 35 or less. They come with a VIN. They come with all the safety features, brakes, brake lights, turn signals, windshield, you name it. They're not golf carts. They are actually sold as LSVs, and you cannot convert a golf cart to an LSV. You have to buy it as an LSV.
Okay.
Is that, and the state license them. If you see one of these, they'll have a plate on the back, just like a car.
Yeah, and the ones I've seen do have.
That's what they are. The state came up, so when they did, I don't know if you know what a mini truck is, but over in
Asia, they drive these mini trucks. As long as they're 15 years old, you can plate them in Indiana. Same thing with these LSVs.
And we can't do anything stricter than the state.
No, you can't stop. I mean, the only thing you can do, side-by-sides, which DNR regulates, the city does not allow them in the city. Same with golf carts.
So I've heard some say that they're not allowed on state highways or
They-
federal highways.
So LSVs are allowed on state highways as long as the speed limit's below 35 miles an hour.
Okay.
So
And
they
it
can
is-
basically go from Airport Road
Yeah.
to about Walmart
Yeah.
or Burger King. Well, I think that's where.
Papa John's.
Papa
John's is about where it turns to the 35.
Yeah, but they can be on 35.
Okay, then
Yeah,
about
they can
Walmart,
go
Burger King.
wherever. It's Agrico where they kick into 45. So, and they cannot be on Burkhart because it's 45.
Is there any safety regulations for like minor children in those?
Nope, they gotta be in a car seat, just like
So
they're.
no helmet or anything is required?
No, it's car seat, they gotta have seat belts on. If you actually see them, they actually have the full car seat, or the car seat belts, the harness and, yeah, thank the state for plating LSVs. 35. So they can drive anywhere in town except Airport Road and Burkhart.
In certain parts of 50.
And yeah, certain Agrico to, yeah, Airport to Agrico basically.
So if they're caught in that restricted area over 35, then,
They'll be given a ticket for violating the LSV law.
and what's the process there? They get a ticket?
They get a ticket, yeah,
Okay.
just like speeding.
See any wrecks with those vehicles?
Not yet.
That wasn't 20 minutes.
I gave you the short answer.
I just know how much we've talked about this
Yeah.
internally
I
as they
know.
started coming around. So.
Oh, I get people that call me all the time, Denny, that they're like, well, it's a golf cart. No, it's not a golf cart. It's an LSV. Actually, the vehicle.
So
that
they
the-
won't be able to get them licensed unless they are. Is that correct?
Yeah, the BMV, they gotta be, the BMV knows it, it's got a 17-digit VIN. So the hospital, shuttles, those are LSVs,
So it's low-speed vehicles?
low-speed vehicle. Yeah, you can look it up, if you look up Indiana code, low-speed vehicle, you'll see it.
I have a question. What about the neighborhood electrical vehicles, like NEVs, ones that come in on fire? That, say you pre-own an electric vehicle and you modify
Can't do it. The state law says that it cannot be a modification vehicle. Has to be
I was
purchased.
gonna let you read them.
Oh,
My question is, the county can dictate what you guys want, essentially. I can go to Jennings County and ride my golf cart around. I can go to Madison and ride.
That's
That's what I'm saying, that's their county.
That's their ordinance.
Okay,
So-
thanks, Seth.
What's preventing us from having a little bit more leniency on make and model if that doesn't mean registration fees and give you guys more money to?
That'd be up to the council to decide.
And that's my point, is holding back a lot of people from registration fees. Getting, if you allow a little bit more and tickets if they're in the wrong area. I don't know why we're holding back gas fees at all.
Okay, so, any other miscellaneous? Ashley, your name's on the list, so we'll wait for you to get up here in a second to, who you got first?
My first was Blair, I think. Are you done, sir?
Yes, sir.
Obviously.
Okay.
Sharon Cameron, did you have anything else you wish to add?
No.
And Bob, did you want to speak on anything?
Encourage you to decline it.
Okay. And then Ashley?
Alright. So I'm here asking about social media comments being turned off on City Hall's page, Seymour Department of Public Works, SPD, and Jackson County Prosecutor's Office. I feel like the reason, or what's causing those hate groups to actually be able to have conversations is we've turned off the comments where the horse could actually talk to us versus us having to share an area where we can't comment. I have to share it on my personal page and then talk about it versus keeping all of the community's problems where it belongs on the City Hall page, on the SPD page. So I don't really know why we've cut off the comments. I have heard that Chris was actually who told everybody that they can cut it off, because I agree it's probably not against the law, but as far as what are we creating? We're creating other group and pages that we can actually talk hateful on versus just getting on SPD and probably watching our mouth a little bit. So I asked that the city probably turn back all their comments on all of the city pages, because that would be helpful at least to my communication in the community versus people coming to me and hearing my opinion on it.
So that was not Chris that originally asked for that, even though she did the legal work. That was our public information specialist. At the time when they were turned off, and even still today when they don't get turned off early on a post, the hate and disrespect still continues.
I'd rather it be on the city page than on a private group making money.
That's an opinion, because what we found was that misinformation was still being spread, but now it was on a official page versus. So the city still has the ability to share the information, and people still have the ability to share the post and comment how they wish, but that's what we found a few years ago.
So can I amend it and say you guys need to turn them back on as a community?
You can
petition
request
and get
it.
signatures?
You can request it, but
You guys just aren't going to do it?
yeah, I don't see us turning it back on in the near future, because every time
And
still
you guys
when we
just
do
don't need
miss
social
one,
media. Let the news tell the news.
when
Because the news actually lets their comments. Sergeant Stephen
Stephen
Willis,
Willis?
he lets his. Jim does. So I don't know why your guys is cut off. What are you hiding? What do you don't want to hear?
how are we putting a post up and
It's
hiding
not
anything?
transparency.
How are we putting a post up and not hiding anything?
Every one of them comments are off. I couldn't comment. If I want to go to the school or the pool and there's something wrong with your guys' comment on there, I can't even comment and say you guys misspelled a word.
And you can send us a message and let us know we misspelled a word. So
I can send you a message.
what we have.
But if there's community outrage, no different than the protest, you guys want your voices heard or even go to those, but you want to be transparent, open the comments up. Let them be
Kind of what this
transparent.
platform here is for. Community comments and stuff of that nature.
You too. Anyone else on your list, Darren?
Is it Rural West?
No.
Okay. So that would be it, sir.
Okay. If council has no other miscellaneous, I'll give you just a couple randoms out of your list here tonight. Let's see, first one up, free swim nights. Every Tuesday, we partnered with the Jackson County Health Department to offer free swim at pool. Typically a pretty good turnout for those over the last few Tuesdays. So I encourage you to get up there and enjoy that. Obviously, the pool's open noon to 5, Monday through Sunday. I don't know why I was going to say Monday through Friday. 7 days a week. Let's reword that. But on Tuesday nights, they're open 6:30 to 8:30 for free, so get up there and enjoy that. As everybody knows, America turns 250 here in less than 2 weeks. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that. I won't even try to hit all of it. We've got scavenger hunt, we've got cars and guitars coming up, we've got Power of the Praise worship night over at Crossroads on the 4th Friday of every month. Park hops going on. The one that I'll hit most here, though, is we're having a free showing, thanks to Chris for working with the cinema to get this accomplished. This is the best we've got, the Carl Erskine story. That'll be Sunday, June the 28th at 7 p.m. out at Showplace Cinema here in Seymour. Filmmaker Ted Green will be in attendance. He'll introduce the movie, but he'll stick around for a Q&A session after the fact. If you have never seen The Best We've Got, you're missing out on a great documentary-style story. It is related to special needs. When Carl's son was young, it was back in the era when you sent your special needs family to live in a home versus raising them at home and helping them be a part of society. Carl was a New York Dodgers? Brooklyn Dodgers. I've tried to say that wrong about 4 times in the last week. Was a Brooklyn Dodger in the 1940s, won several World Series, but post-baseball career turned his love for his son into changing of how we do things nowadays when it comes to special needs. So I encourage you to get out there, see that. It is absolutely free at Showplace Cinema. I'm sure they'll sell you some popcorn if you have to buy something, but Other than that, it is a free show. Filmmaker Ted Green, and this is an award-winning documentary. So if you have time, get out there and enjoy it. It is a good show. It is worth the time it takes to watch it. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Meeting adjourned. Enjoy your night, everybody.